Hello, I'm Joshikins, and welcome to another episode of my Flight Rising podcast. All hail the Shadowbinder. And this week, when I'm filming it, I don't do a week by week anymore. This episode, as I mentioned before, is a Q&A. And what I'm going to be doing, like in episode 10, is answer questions while battling in the Coliseum. But since when I'm filling English, hard language. Actually, English is like really complicated. And, like, as someone who majored in English, it's a fucking complicated language, and you are amazing people who are learning English as your second or third language, because holy fucking shit, is it? The more you learn about, the more it's like. Anyways, when I'm filming is around maybe a little less than an hour until rollover. So when rollover happens, I'm just going to be switching back to the screen and my Eevee hat. Yes, it's Eevee. I had a sort of disagreement with the host of a J&J Mondays, which I co-host, about if it was an Eevee or a Pikachu. Obviously, it's a fucking Eevee. Okay, now let's go to switch screens, share screens, so we can actually get this episode underway. Da-da-da. Oh, there's live updates going. Yay! Oh shit, sorry about that. Fuck. Okay, it's on the screen there. Okay, as you see, I finally fixed my problem of, just going from, I solve the problem of me actually starting these things out on the side instead of taking a moment or two. So yeah. So, okay, just seeing how it shows up when I bring up the Microsoft Word. I just want to see how that will interfere, if you can see the questions or not. So first off, I want to thank the 3 people who sent in a shitload of questions. Traycon3, Nixie, and Crazy. Thank you all very, very much for sending in questions. And yeah, I admit I did sort of post as a last minute thing of, hey, I need questions. It's like, yay. I wasn't really sure if I was going to do this or not, because I was like, I don't know if I want to do this after Game of Thrones or where this will actually fit into my viewing, because yeah. Okay. The first question, let me just see about this. Trey Con3, AK Trey, why did you choose Shadow Flight? Okay, let me actually get started here. I chose. Hang on, I just actually want to get this set up. I'm like, hang on about a million fucking times. Okay, I want to scroll down on there a little bit. And okay, that's good. So why did I choose Shadow Flight? I admit that choosing my flight was actually sort of hard for me, because there's 11 flights to choose from, and some of the flights I was like, yeah, I'm not going to really be interested in choosing that one, such as Light Flight. And so it actually took me a little bit to decide. And when I finally decided on Shadow Flight is, I think the real I'm trying to think of a good reason why I chose this flight, was that Shadow Flight are tricksters. Now they are all tricky, and they don't really rely outwardly on physical combat all the time. It's using, I believe, any means to win. If there is a way to victory, they will use it. They will scheme. They will make it so that some way they will have the upper hand. And just so yeah, it's. And when I looked in more about the lore, I'm going to probably have to double check this, but I was going to say Shadow Mama. And that's what we in the Shadow Flag refer to the Shadowbinder as, the Shadow Mama. The Shadow Mama didn't fight off the shade because she, liked everyone. I guess she was sort of doing it out of duty. She was doing it because she had to. She didn't really like people, and afterwards, when I believe the Earthshaker said that, hey, do you want some help here? She's basically said, like, fuck off. So, yeah, the trickster part was definitely a big reason why I joined the Shadow Flight. So, yay. Yeah, trickster. Okay. The next question is, what is your favorite and least favorite dragon? Well, I'm going to... The least favorite is really easy, and it's going to be a dragon I'm probably never going to own. And that is the Snapper. Yeah, sometimes people can make it out to be extremely cute and adorable sometimes, but even then it's like, I don't really want to own this. It's just, either they're sort of disgusting to me, or they're like, no, I can definitely do better. And I also believe they can't actually fly. I can't remember if I'm remembering that incorrectly or not, or if I'm mixing that up with some dragon lore from another site. And the favorite, god damn it, favorite. Before it would have been a solid Wild Claw. I adore Wild Claws. They're just so fucking awesome. I sort of like the dragons that stand up on two legs. And so that was one of my main attraction, and they're just awesome. I mean, look at CO2 here. He's just awesome. And he's one of my progens. And I had to make him into Wild Claw. So yeah, it was one of the times when Wild Claw scrolls weren't being sold in the gem market. So yeah, it took a while for me. I wasn't really good at saving up, and it was a long, hard work to get them. To get him his little pre-chain scroll. And then finally it happened. So yeah, I really fucking love Wild Claws. And I think now, as of now, I would tie my love of Wild Claws with Cotals. Cotals are just so fucking goddamn adorable. They're just adorable. They're like, oh, you're an evil little Kotal. You're so cute. So yeah, Wild Claws and Cotals are my really two favorites. And I went on a little guest buying spree of Sky Dancers. First, it started off as I wanted little dragons for all my parakeets, past and present, and I decided on Sky Dancers. And I haven't added any dragons for my two new parakeets. So right now I have one for Silene, Loki, Kiwi, and Burb. So there was 4. And then I think I got another Sky Dancer or 2, and I was like, okay, I need a fan dragon for Game of Thrones, and none of them can be fucking Sky Dancers. I need to control myself. I don't know. So I guess it would sort of be one of my favorites, but I don't really consider it to be one of my favorites. So, yeah. So yeah, you get to know that now. God. Have you ever thought about changing flights? And if so, no, it just said, have you ever thought about changing flights and why? And yeah, I have thought about changing from Shadow Flight before, but as the Shadow Mom says, all my children come home. So, you know, any flight change I would make, I'd be coming back home to my Shadow Mama. And what flight is that? It's Plague Flight. And when I was in the beginning, when I was choosing my flight, I had boiled everything down to 2 flights, Shadow or Plague. And because of, as I said, the trickster part of the Shadow flight, I decided to join Shadow. But so I've always had this little longing for Plague. And why Plague, you may ask? One, the eyes, god damn it, they're fucking great. They're great eyes. They'll make an ugly ass dragon look super cute. They will suddenly turn into the most adorable little fucker. I mean, it's like, wow. Like that, the eyes are just awesome for one. And for 2, I like the lore. The lore of Plague Flight is survival. Only the strong will survive. And the plague dragons will become, I guess, to the outside, more corrupted as, you know, as time goes on. As, you know, that's their whole thing, survival, and they'll wear the bones of their enemies. It's a really fucking hardcore flight. And like the plague bringer, one of the things is she's very, I guess to the outside should be very harsh and cruel, but she is doing everything because she wants survival, and she's aware that survival isn't exactly the easiest thing, and she doesn't want things to be weak. So I really enjoy the lure of Plague Flight, and I adore their eyes. So yeah, if I was ever going to leave the Shadow Flight, I would join Plague. And yeah, one of the problems, I think I don't know if I mentioned it here on this podcast, but I know I probably mentioned this in other places. One of the problems for me personally of switching flights is that in my lore and in everything I've done, there's really this huge connection to the Shadow Flight. So switching would be just horrendous. Just a horrendous little thing to do. So hang on, let me destroy this little fucker. Okay. Okay, the next question is, which dragon has your favorite lore? I'm going to assume Trey is talking about my own dragons and the lore I have created. God damn it, I have now a nice little handful of dragons. So it's a little hard for me, like, which is my favorite? God damn it. I mean, there's Glau, who in her young, like when she was like just a hatchling, she died and saw the Plaguebringer and Shadowbinder arguing over her, and now she's one of my mechanical dragons. Okay, I can do this. And goddamn, there's Virjar, who who's one of my Star Wars fan dragons, and she's named after a character in the now defunct. I was getting all my fandoms confused in my head there, and she was in the now defunct Star Wars expanded universe. So yeah, if you haven't heard of her, you can pick up things from the old expanded universe, but she is now no longer canon, which is really heartbreaking to me because she was my favorite. She was my favorite little baby. And so the lore I created for her is based off my version of the character. I didn't like that Virjar ended up being a Sith Lord because I liked how Virjar had this more complicated view of the Force, of just like basically the Force doesn't make you do shit. It's your own it's your own will that does. So yeah, I really fucking enjoyed that. I hate that they went for the Sith Lord route. And so Virjar is head of the Yunharla department, which is, if you get the Yunharla Star Wars reference, you get a fucking brownie. You are fucking awesome, and you are exactly the nerds I like to hang out with. Oh yeah, I can take off my hat now. Shit. Arrgh. And Yunharla. Yeah, if you can get that. And the Yunharla is sort of a Jedi-like department for the clan of, one of balance and one of peace. It's real, maybe not totally peaceful, but their whole thing is based off Virjar's beliefs of every deity's power is important. There is not one that is more important than the other. And they can sort of use all the different deities, powers, like dragons, shadow dragons, etc. And it all comes from this understanding that everything is important, everything is needed, and they also believe that the shade, while dangerous and while should be fought, is not evil as we know it because we don't really understand it enough, and it could just be like an organism just seeking to destroy. That's their beliefs. And so they help with inter-clan conflict as well as the diplomacy, and it's they do a whole wide range of things. So Virjar was the start of that, and so I like that bit of lore. There is just, I cannot really choose one that is my absolute favorite because I have a nice complicated system and I just can't choose a favorite. It's impossible for me. I mean, you have Herbie who can read minds and yet is too people friendly to ever abuse them. And so there's the J Project in work where he will give an offspring, psychic powers, and because they need someone that's a little more aggressive to use those sort of powers. There is just a shitload going on and a shitload I can't wait to do. Every one of my permanent babies has something unique and interesting brought to the table? I just seriously can't. That is a goddamn impossible question. And if I keep on continuing to answer it, I'm going to spend the rest of this podcast fucking talking about it. So I'm just going to say I don't have a favorite. I can't choose. Don't make me. Okay. Okay, here's the next question. I also asked for questions about anything, not just Flight Rising ones, but any questions they can think of. So here's one of those any questions goes. How many times can I fail? Okay, I don't know if this was a goof or not. How many times can I fall at a church function thing? Important ones only. Okay. I am going to answer. I'm going to answer this as a former Catholic, not a current one, former. I don't know. I don't know if you meant to type fail or fall, because falling, I'm extremely clumsy. I bump into everything. I swear, probably my nerves have grown sort of a little numb in certain places just because I have really no depth perception. So I'm like walking through a doorway thinking I'm going to get it pass all the way through safely this time, and it's like, nope. So I have really no clear answer for that, so try not to fall. And if you do fall, I don't know. I really, really don't know. Yeah. Don't know what to do. And if you're going to keep falling at church or anywhere, find a soft landing spot. That's really all the advice I can give you, Trey. I'm so sorry. That's all the advice I can give you. And it's important ones only, but that's the same advice I can give you in any one. Oh God, what's your favorite? Okay. What are my favorite colors for primary, secondary, and tertiary? God damn it. I can't really answer that just because it's really connected to genes. I like to have my dragons all gened up. And sometimes certain colors work better with certain genes, and some genes can really change the state of a color. Like right now, my Daenerys fan dragon, which I'm going to work on a bio for her probably in a day or so, is like, I love her, the color she has for her secondary, because it's white, which I wanted, and with the Imperials get a nice little tuft of hair running from their head to their spine, basically. And that would imitate Daenerys' hair in Game of Thrones. But the problem is, with the Peregrine gene being secondary, it just doesn't have the same really color as what I wanted. But with Facet, that changes it enough that it's, hey, this is actually the color scheme I wanted. So yeah, the genes can make or break a color, so I don't really have a favorite color to be used. Yeah. Okay, let me check off those. God damn it. Okay. No! Or, God damn. I don't want to highlight, I just want to put it back there. Like, wee. Okay, here are things I can work with. Fuck. I have to start with primary. Okay, I can work with these. I can totally work with these. With primary, I don't really have. I don't have a favorite all on its own, but I do have a favorite with gene combinations. God damn, now I fucking forgot what it's called. The two Baldwin genes. God damn, God damn it. So, and then I did something wrong because, yeah, the two Baldwin genes I like together, and I like them both white, yeah, both white colors. And I like, God, fuck. I guess, I guess it would have to be Crystal. Crystal would be Crazy's real name is Crystal, so that's like, hi, Crystal. I really like you. Anyways, Crystal probably. Sorry, it still sounds fucking hilarious to me. Crystal I think, would be my favorite because that's the only one right now that's really standing out. That's just going, yeah, definitely that. Okay. Okay, primary gene, secondary gene. Okay, I had to answer why. Okay, because it's shiny. My favorite secondary gene, hands down, is peregrine. I have never really fallen in love with a gene before, but I saw that announcement. I was like, the announcement about the peregrine gene. I was like, I have to fucking get one of those and put it on all the dragons I can. So yeah, peregrine hands down, and I am a huge bird person. So having peregrine, I was like, oh my god, that is awesome. And at the time when I was planning my Animorphs fan dragons, I was like, oh god, Jake has to have peregrine because in the books he had a peregrine morph, and yeah. So yeah, that's why, because it reminds me of burbs, and I like burbs. Tertiary gene. Oh god, that comes a little less like to mind. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Circuit is good, but I wouldn't really say circuit. Oh, there it is. It's right on the tip of my tongue, whatever. Is the underbelly. Underbelly can be so fucking adorable, especially on certain dragons and certainly in certain colors. Like in Wild Claws, having white colored underbellies. Oh, there's this. I just have to pull myself away from buying all of them because they're like, oh my god, they're so adorable. I just have to have one or two or three or four. They are really, really extremely adorable underbellies of many colors. They're just so great. And one of my least favorite genes has to be Glimmer. So I'm like, oh my god, this is a cute little under. Oh no, wait, fuck. Okay, Now for Nixie's question, and again, thank you, Nixie, for saying this question. I was asking her server at the last minute. She's like, I don't really know what to ask. So, who's my favorite Roman emperor? I'm not really a history buff at all. Things happened. That's basically the extent of my historical knowledge there, all summed up. So I'm going to go with just Julius Caesar because of the Caesar salad being awesome, you know? So that's totally how I'm going to, I think, judge future favorite historical figures going by the food they're remembered by or that's named after. Okay. Caesar salads are awesome. Okay, Crazy also asked what made me choose Shadow, so I'm not going to be answering that twice in one episode. Okay, what is... Oh, God. Okay, there's the mouse. I'm sorry, I actually do have this problem. I can't find the mouse at times. What is your favorite brand of coffee? Here's the thing about me and coffee. I love coffee. I cannot properly start my day without coffee. A little bit ago, I had to have an EEG. And I had to have an EEG and a CT scan. And so that morning, I could not drink coffee. And I was so fucking excited to get back home afterwards because I could fucking drink coffee. Now, the thing about coffee is I can't taste any of it. They'll be like, oh, this is this flavor, that flavor. And it's like, it tastes hot. I don't really have a favorite brand of coffee. Just, it can't be too potent because while I wouldn't mind jumping off the walls, that doesn't tend to be enjoyable for anyone else that is with me. They do not like seeing me hyper for some fucking reason. No clue why. I'm great hyper. I feel great when hyper. I feel the best is best when hyper. But people are people. Okay, let me get this little Paku. Okay. Okay, what is your favorite feature on another person? Eyes, etc. I would have to say a person's face. Just the whole face. Like, someone can have the most perfect body that you could ever imagine. And then if they don't have a good face, it's like, why didn't you fucking lie to me? Why did you lead me on? You were such a sexy body, and then I look at your face and it's like, what the fuck? I just can't. The face is really fucking important to me. You can't lie to me about your face. God. And then I also really enjoy a person's smile. So the face and the smile, two most important features on a person for me. A person has to have great ones of both. So yeah. What is your favorite animal? That's easy. Ravens. And I'm actually sort of a spiritual person, and no, I don't believe in God. I believe in sort of a spiritual anarchy to keep things really simple for this episode, because that's not what this is about. It would take too fucking long to explain there. And ravens have appeared in all parts of my spiritual life. And I believe in reincarnation, and it's just, there is a lot. And yeah, otherkin, it's a spiritual belief for me. I believe I was a shapeshifter in a past life, assumed the guise of a raven 99.9% of the time. So I think that's really reflected in how much I adore ravens in this life. Oh, fuck. I forgot to do it. And let's see. I don't know why, but I love every bird but crows. It's like crows, fuck crows. I have no reason why they hate crows like that, because every other bird, no matter how horrible looking, no matter how much of an asshole, like, oh, they're adorable. Crows, it's like, fuck crows. Crows should all just go and fucking die, those motherfuckers. And I have no reason why. Maybe my past, maybe me in my first life really hate crows, because that's all I can really think of at the moment. What is your favorite mythological creature? Well, I really hate dragons. I really, really hate dragons. No, but I think it would really be a close tie between dragons and phoenixes. I love both of those, and plus shapeshifters. Like, those are my three big favoritist mythical animals. So yeah. Phoenixes, because they rise from the ashes. At least in some mythologies. Not all mythologies is that the case. Dragons, they're so varied and just so fucking awesome. And shapeshifters, because there's the whole trickster angle. The whole, just sometimes teaching others to life lessons while being, you could argue, cruel, unusual. What the fuck? So yeah. Again, trickster popping up when, I chose Shadow. Hey! Woo! Okay, back. What is your favorite tripe? Words are coming short. What is your favorite type of dragon? Flight rising and otherwise. I've already answered the whole flight rising one, so Wild Claws and Codal, and then there's a fuckload of different types. Like, the Eastern dragons are very different from their Western counterparts. God, there's that is opening a lot. I also do Dragon Cave. God damn it, I don't know what my favorite really would be over there. It's like, there are so many dragons in different video games, role-playing games, sites, that it's really, really hard to choose. As long as they breathe fire, there's going to be a high chance I like them, and if they can, shapeshift to human, that's cool too. So yeah, if there's a dragon with shape-shifting abilities, holy fuck, is that awesome. Combine the best of two worlds. I will not choose just one. I don't have to. Okay. I'm just going to finish up this one battle and then stop with the sharing screen because it's 2:53 while filming this, which means in a little bit there would be, rollover happening. I don't want to happen that in the middle of the battle. And oh yeah, the person who got my Baldwin service, another one that finally did that, I'm going to be getting to that order after rollover because I just noticed, hey, I'm starting the podcast. I don't want to distract myself too much. And so one final question from Crazy is, what is your favorite Marvel and DC comic book hero and villain? Now, for my Marvel hero, that really should be no surprise to anyone that knows me, but as she pointed out, you don't know everything about me, and I don't talk about everything about myself on this podcast. And I really only keep up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe MCU, so that's where I'm basing all this off of. So if you want to say, oh, in the comic books, I haven't read that, I'm sorry, I keep on meaning to, and I keep not, it's like, oh, God. So my favorite Marvel hero would have to be hands down Bruce Banner / the Hulk. I just really relate. I have anger issues, and I can definitely relate to when he hulks out. I can definitely understand the fear of losing control, and just afterwards feeling so bad for what he's done, because if you've had angry outbursts here and there, sometimes I go through outbursts and I sort of have to ride it out, which means I have to be very careful about my reactions to things, which I am not always the best at, and I seek to constantly improve. My favorite Marvel villain, God, maybe I should go with Loki to be, the easy way out. But God damn, God, maybe this sort of shows that Marvel. Sorry, I have to plug my laptop in there for a second. Maybe this shows that Marvel hasn't come out with a. Okay, let me just look up this character's name, and I'll be back in a moment. Let's see, peace. Okay. Okay. Let me just know how to search things. Okay. Ronan. God damn it. There it was his name. No, not Ronan. Nebula. Nebula, one of his, I guess, children. And she's just a little bit crazy and just very badass, very witty. I mean, not totally witty, but she's just goes to do what she wants. And I was really glad when she survived the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, because I'm like, I want to see more of her. And I believe I'm going to be seeing more of her in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And I haven't looked for the cast and such for that movie. So yeah, I'll probably run across a stray information or two about that, but for now, I don't really know. I always seem to run across these stray pieces of information. Like, I don't really care about this, but I guess I know about it now. And I'm not really up with DC. It's not like I have anything against DC. It's just I haven't really gotten into it as much as MCU, so I'm really sorry about that. And so from the limited scope I've had, like really limited, God damn it. I feel like now I'm going to have to choose between Batman and Superman. And I mean, Wonder Woman seems cool. But the thing is, I haven't seen enough of her. And I believe she's going to be getting her own movie. So I can check that out. And yeah, I'll go with Wonder Woman, I guess. Because if I don't go with Wonder Woman, I just feel I'm going to be stuck choosing between Superman and Batman, and I just don't want to get into that whole debate. Please do not pull me into a Superman or Batman debate, because I don't care. I don't want to get involved. You probably know too many facts about it that it's like, okay, you win. Okay, I think I had something on screen. Okay, good. And so for favorite DC villain, I only really know this. I only really know this character from Batman Begins, directed by Christopher Nolan. And I have a huge crush on the actor who played him. I have a long list of sexiest actors alive. And he is the number one of them, top of the line. There gets no better than that. Tap that ass. And the character itself is very cruel, but with, you could argue, really good intentions. It's just his idea of a perfect world ends up with a lot of people dead. A lot of people dead. And the organization is, Ra's al Ghul. I like Liam Neeson, and I like the character. And I did see a little bit of him in one of the goddamn, whatever, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, I can't remember the video games, but the video games are highly praised, and I can't remember the names right now. And I saw him in a little bit of him in that, and the character, and it's an interesting character. So, I like real villains aren't evil for the sake of being evil. They believe what they're doing is the right thing, and that really is what a villain is. So, god damn it, and then I had Nebula for the MCU. I'm so sorry. Like, I was saying all these things about Ra's al Ghul, and then it's like Nebula. It's like, And so that has been it for this episode of All Hail the Shadowbinder. I hope you enjoyed watching me battle. I hope you learned a little bit more about me and my personal tastes and preferences and what I don't really know about. So, yeah, so next episode will be a regular episode. I don't know what the topic will be right now. I like to, just see what the air has of, what people are interested in, what people are talking about. So if you want to suggest the topic for next episode of All Hail the Shadowbinder, comment below. I would love to know. And until next video, goodbye.